Here's a funny question that I had asked Jeff. I mean, if you want to bring the guys on, maybe you guys to play your songs acoustically. He laughed and he goes, none of the stuff we do is acoustic.
What's up, Herostock Nation? I cannot escape.
Wow. That's Lockjaw. I can't escape. Hey, Herostock Nation. Welcome to the podcast. Tom Lamog here, hosting tonight's podcast for Jason, along with my co host, Matt, who is in for Anthony, and taking you along on a journey right up to the big event in Ashland, Nebraska. It's Rock Night on Friday, August 22nd, featuring the music of Gallivant, Shannon Book with Deliberately Broken, Die Tired, who performed last year at Herostock Ashland, and who we just saw, Lockjaw, who headlines this year's Rock Night event. So, hey, today joining us for a conversation about the band is Joe Ortiz, who is the band's lead singer. And we're going to bring him on in just a moment. But, man, what do you think? That's just
Oh my gosh.
right.
Tom, Tom, this is the stuff I listen to, okay? Just watching that video right there, it took me through so many things that I've kind of experienced and dealt with in my life that I could kind of connect to that type of video. And the music, man, the words, everything, it blows me away, man. That's the stuff I listen to. I can't play it to save my life, but I love it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
gold. It's gold.
You and I are both primarily acoustic players. And the one thing that stands at the top is if you're going to rock, you better turn it up. Because
Yeah.
that's pretty much
Yeah.
you got to listen to the music. I'm really excited to, to see all of these, but Lockjaws, oh my goodness, out on stage, I'm up there. I'm telling you right now, I'm going right up to the stage when they play.
Oh man, it's gonna be awesome.
I'm looking forward to this. Hey, let's go ahead and bring Joe in right now.
Yeah, let's go.
Joe, how are you,
Hey, what's going
buddy?
on, guys?
What's up, bud?
It's
Hanging
great
out,
to see
man.
you, man. It's great seeing. Thank you for agreeing to come on and talk a little bit about, Lockjaw, about yourself, and
Yeah,
some of the music. But that video, let's just kind of get right into that video for one, because it just grabs you and takes hold
yeah,
of you and takes you on this really wild ride. And the music itself, it all just kind of comes together. Can you talk a little bit about the video itself and shooting it?
yeah, man. That was actually that was our funnest video to shoot to date. That's just a place out by Fort Worth, by out where we're at. We got a hold of the owners and say, hey, we want to shoot a video. We had this idea for "I Can't Escape." The song, itself. I can't escape. It just kind of, a lot of times people feel like, they're in their heads or just something's got a hold of them. No, what it's about, like addiction, whatever it is, it's alcohol, drugs, sex, love, stuff like that, just anything, an addiction, you know what I mean? And just kind of people feel like you just can't get away from it or whatever. I mean, I'm not the only one that feels that way. I know that.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
that's what that song's about. But when we had the discussion of what we wanted to do with the video, we're just kind of talking about, I'll be in it and do that, just kind of make it look like something that's going to relate to everybody. Of course, boozing and, drugs and stuff like that, which is a little something what everybody can relate to for the most part. But you take it as, whatever your addiction is or whatever you feel like you're addicted to. And
Yeah.
that was wicked, man. Those things are zombie eyes. They're just cover up your eyes so you can see blur.
Yeah.
So something's going on. And it's really, I don't want to pretend
That
like I
what
know what it's like to be blind, but I mean, where you're sitting there, you're like, I can hear everything, but I cannot see anything.
it's almost
It,
like a self-induced panic. Like,
it was,
you
it
know,
was, man, it was weird. It was messing with my head. That right there, anything that you see visually
Uh-huh.
about Lockjaw is us. Some of those things that you saw, like, we're using like drones and stuff like that. I'm running out in a field barefoot, which could have been,
yeah, I
it was
noticed
dumb,
that and
but
I was like,
it
I'm
was
not gonna do stuff like that.
I had you know what a Jesus thorn is? Have you
Yeah.
seen
Oh
those?
yeah.
They
Oh.
look like nails.
Oh my goodness.
First step, man, right where we're like, okay, ready and go. First step,
Oh,
boom, I stepped right on one and went through the web of my foot right there. And
oh
we had to keep
man.
going. So I did that whole take with that thing in my foot. So
And now let me ask you something about shooting videos, Joe.
sure.
In the band's opinion, is it something that you guys want to make sure is something that you guys do because it's a part of your success, or is it something that you are hearing from industry that you got to go cut a video, you got to go do videos? Well,
Man, honestly, it's a little bit of column A, column B, because
Mhm.
like I said, we're self-sufficient. Jeff is like the mastermind behind all that stuff. You know, he loves anything like he does. He loves sitting there editing those videos, and he'll stay up all night doing it, and all the promotion stuff that you see, anything that you've seen so far. That's him. He does all the texturing. He does everything. He's gotten it down. He nerds out about that stuff. Same thing with our music. We record it at our studio where we practice. Jeff does all the pre-recording, gets it all ready to where we can send it, to our producer and just he'll help us out if we need if we're kind of stuck on something. Like, hey man, stuff like that. But for the most part, we do it all. Jeff is like he's a machine when it comes to that stuff. So to
Yeah.
answer your question about the video little bit of both because it does need to be done because that's, you put out a song, it's cool to watch a video, right? You want to see a video of it. From when I was younger, like MTV and all that stuff, I mean, that you heard a song on the radio and you like waited to go see it on MTV. You wanted to see the band without having to go see them, uh, and just kind
Still
of see what
applies
ideas
today
they have.
too. It
Yeah,
still applies today. I mean, it's kind of
yeah,
like you got a band and you've got a number of artists that are leveraging YouTube,
yeah,
or they're just making sure that their videos are out there because
yeah,
that's what really what people are looking for through social.
yeah. It's
So
a double-edged sword, man, on
we're
that
I
one.
think it's pretty cool because I mean, when I hear a song, like I can sit and listen to it over and over and over, and I'm gonna catch new things every time I listen
Yeah,
to it. But that video really kind of solidifies everything that you're seeing right in that moment. That's
yeah,
painting a full picture for you.
Let me talk to you about the band now. I mean, you're talking about Jeff. Maybe we can just kind of talk through an introduction of Lockjaw and the
sure.
musicians. So, Jeff,
He's Hefe, man. That's Captain right there, dude. Like like I said, he's one of the original members of Lockjaw. It's his baby, the rhythm guitar player. Uh,
cool.
uh,
Who's your bass
and
player?
Gabe Ayala.
Okay.
Yeah, so Gabe is actually one of the guys in the band that was in the military. He did the
Oh, cool.
he was in the army and stuff like that, so he did that he served time, things like that, so did his service. He actually comes from some other bigger bands, he did Prophecy and stuff like that. He was a death metal guy back in the day. Like, I
Okay.
mean, he's got gorgeous hair. You saw him in day long, mane full of hair. But yeah, that dude, he's our tech guy, so anything tech in the band,
Mhm.
that's him, man. He does all that, and he's got the throat for the backup growls and stuff like that to kind of, oh yeah, dude's a
So,
beast, man.
to round out the rhythm section, who's your drummer?
Scott Letts.
Okay.
So he's the other guy that was in the army, and stuff like that, So he's love Scott. That dude, he's huge. I don't even know how to say it, man. I'm like the smallest guy in the band. I stand next to the guys, Scott's like what, 6'3",
Pretty intimidating if you have the kit there. It's kind
Yeah,
of
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh man, they
six, and
put a
his hand
huge
looks
guy
like little
back there.
toothpicks, man. And he slams. He does not. He
he's
does. He beats those things, dude, and he's big, so it's very loud. It's very
Oh
loud.
yeah.
You can,
that rhythm section kicks butt. I'll tell
yeah,
you right
yeah.
now, just watching all the videos and listening to the songs, tight. It's really tight. You got your lead guitar player too.
Yes, Justin. So Justin is the baby of the group. I say that, but he's in his 30s, but he's the baby of the group. Bro, cool thing about him, Justin Paul, is that my old band and his old band used to play together a lot. He was in another death metal, like I'm talking about, like Arch Enemy. They got compared to them a lot because his wife, Andrea, was the vocalist for that band, and
Okay.
dude, those guys were brutal. Yeah.
And then you came from another band because you had just joined the others have been, I'm guessing they're all the original members and then they
No,
brought
so
or
Scott and Jeff are the two, and Gabe. Those three were the ones that were from back then.
okay.
Myself, and I came in 2021, and Justin came in shortly after me.
Let me ask you about the tour. You guys had a tour earlier this year, and it looked
Yeah.
like it was like from Houston to El Paso and then back to DFW and then all points in between. That was like incredible to do that. First of all, question number one, do you have a tour bus? Because it's like you guys logged some serious miles here. And
Yeah.
then really what's life like out on the road?
So question number one, do we have a tour vehicle? Yeah, we have an RV that we've had ever since we started playing or whatever, because we knew that we needed to get, like you said, it's hard, man, especially Now, especially as an older guy, as you're older, you know what I mean? You want to be comfortable. Definitely want to be comfortable. And I'm a little bit more of a like when I was younger and we toured in a van. There's five guys in a van, 20, 21 to 23 or something like that, drinking all the time, just having a good time, playing shows out of town and just, living the dream, dude. But
Yeah.
that's you're sleeping on the floor, you're sleeping in chairs and stuff like that, unless you have money
Yeah.
a hotel or
Now
whatever.
you said you were 45, so I imagine you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I
Oh
have to
yeah.
grunt when I get up, and then
I keep us, that's another thing too. Like I said, I'm 45, but I love physical types. I'm a very primal person. Like I'm not above being a kid, man. I climb trees because it's fun and it's good for you and all that stuff. But like I said, we can go in a totally different direction in that part. But I feel good. I don't feel. You know what I mean? It's just not the same. Like I feel I could jump out of a tree. I can go run 8 miles or whatever. I love all that stuff, man. But all that stuff helps out with being on tour as well because in our new tour vehicle that we have, the RV, it's a lot more comfortable. It's a lot more comfortable. We all have our own beds, things like that. You have a refrigerator, things like that. So it's a lot more comfortable. We definitely could not do the van thing right now for us. It's just and we're blessed enough to be able to do it. So
With Hero Stock coming up, we're less than 30 days out.
less than 30 days,
And
yeah.
I don't know if you guys are doing anything special for Hero Stock, but is there something that you're looking forward to seeing or doing while you're out there in Ashland, Nebraska?
It's gonna be our first time with these group of guys to be out in that area. So thank you again for having us. This is gonna be a awesome, awesome. I'm excited about it. As far as songs or specific song, man, honestly, I'm excited for you guys to hear all of it. I mean, because there's a lot of people that don't know who we are up there, and we just want to give you guys the show that we do. We want to give you this. We're self-product, produced, so we do our own production on stage and stuff like that, lights and stuff like that. Like I said, we take it very seriously, and we want to give all you guys a good aesthetic of what we're doing. You know what I mean? It's fun, dude. It's a
yeah,
rock show. It's a metal show, man. It's supposed to be fun. It's gonna be a festival. I love playing festivals. I love playing festivals, man. It's a different energy. Whenever you go to a festival versus just going to see one band that you're going to go see, which is always still awesome. But when you got all these other different bands and the people that follow those bands, and you're all together hanging out, you know, eating from the stands or whatever, just walking around and hey man, what's up, dude? Are you're in a band or about stuff like that, and just getting to face with those people, and because we've all done it, dude. I grew up going to concerts, and it's fun when you're walking around and be like, hey, dude, what's up? Oh, I saw your set, or hey, I can't wait to see your set,
yeah.
uh, and things like that. So I'm excited to play all of it for you guys. I'm excited to play it all for you.
We're
Yeah.
looking forward to it. And gosh, for those of you who are not familiar with Lockjaw's music or their videos, they do have a website, the band's website, www.lockjawlive.com. And again, you can find more of the videos, like the one that we just watched earlier at the start of the program, the tour schedule that's out there, which includes Ashland
Yeah.
on the 22nd of August. They've got a blog, they've got some contact information, they've got an official store. You can even subscribe to their mailing list too.
Absolutely,
Hey, Matt, I'm
dude.
going to give you the last shot at questions for Joe. Is there anything else you want to ask him?
I mean, so I'm an independent musician. I do a lot of the acoustic stuff. I just recently got into doing some events with Hero Stock, and I've played a couple of small events for them.
Cool, man.
Um, but I have been invited to Denver to perform for about 800 people. So I'm getting a little more used to kind of the performance side of that.
Yeah.
But I always want to make sure that the story that I'm telling is it's clear enough. So I was wondering,
Sure.
when you guys are writing your songs and it gets to the lyricist side of it, which is what you said that you're really good at, when do you know that the lyrics are done and that the song is done? Like how many revisions do your lyrics go through?
Man, that's a great question, dude. And I say that because especially as a lyricist, but anybody, even with like the guitars and stuff, Jeff and Justin go through it. And then for me, I'm a very emotional person, writer. Like I write what I feel, And sometimes it sounds cheesy, and sometimes, but whatever, you know what I mean? And so whenever you feel like there's a completion, whenever you feel like it, like for me, it's subjective, man. It's everybody on their own because I mean, it's you're asking me, and I appreciate that. I appreciate you wanting my thoughts on that, but it's really internal, man. I mean, it's just like whenever you feel, because then if you're looking for validation for what you're doing from somebody else, then it kind of takes something away from it, like sticking to your guns and just feeling like, no, this is done. This is done. And there's been a couple songs that we've done that I'm like, dude, I really don't want to change this part. This makes it for me.
Yeah, so it's like that you have an emotional connection to the lyrics that you're putting in the music.
That's exactly
And
it,
that's
man.
when you know, like, hey, when you
Yeah.
feel it, that's when you know.
Yeah. So, dude, writing songs is fun. Writing songs is a fun thing to do. Like the ones that you can have leeway on stuff like that. You're like, okay, cool, yeah, of course, man. Let's make that better.
Yeah,
But then, especially as a vocalist, there are some songs that are just so emotional or personal. I'm like, man, that's the way I feel. I don't want to change that. So if
yeah,
that's one of that comes into a place where, if we're like, hey, we're not coming to an agreement on this, so let's hold off on this for right now.
yeah.
You don't, that's what we learned. Like you don't sit there and, go back and forth and
Just
do it.
bash your way through it. Yeah,
It's
That's not what being a brotherhood and like being in a band is all about. It's about
yeah,
creating stuff together. And sometimes, there are going to be some just solid, hey man, and if you can see my conviction in my eyes and like, okay, you know what? Okay, let's run with it. But then there's
yeah,
other times where you be like, hey man, we can make that better. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we can. Let's
yeah,
work on it. But if you can, let's just put it off because it's not worth arguing and saying something stupid and stuff like that you can't take back or whatever to your brother, and stuff
yeah.
like that. So because it can
I mean,
go there. You know what I'm saying
and
it can
that's
go
one
there.
of the questions that have been asked to me. Like, how do you know when it's done? Like, and for me, it's just like, well, I mean, I, I feel a certain way,
Yeah,
with the lyrics and when I build the music on top of it and really play through it. I mean, it's it's firing on all cylinders, and that's when it's
yeah.
like, I know it's done. Like, this
Whenever
is
you can
what
see it
this
in
has
your
got to
head, I
be.
guess. I mean, I do that too. Anytime we write a new song, when we're at practice, I visualize being at a festival and playing it in front of like a bunch of people, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Just the way I feel, not so much them, but how I feel while looking at them.
yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
think of
saying?
those things, and it's like, can I
Yeah,
see
yeah,
myself on stage singing this, with all the
yeah,
emotion and just sharing that with people, and it's like,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, it's a feeling, dude. Like it's a feeling. That's where I go always. I get asked that question. For me, it's a feeling. I'm a vibe type dude. You know what I mean? I just like, man, how do I feel about this? And it's not always, good. You know what I mean? Sometimes, I gotta, talk about perseverance and I gotta talk about, bad things that happen or whatever, just confusion and things like that. It's life, man. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
we don't want to be, oh, dude, they're always just this. Like, I like being like this. I like having a song about, this and that, and just different types of emotion and stuff like that, because then you relate with so many more people. I mean,
hmm,
it's for the most part, no, it's music, but
yeah,
if you, and there's room for everybody to just do like one style of, one emotion or whatever, and that's cool too, because there's people that want that as well. But for me personally, and in Lockjaw, there's no boundaries, there's no limits, there's no rules.
awesome. I love it.
Joe, it's been awesome talking with you.
This is fun, man. I love doing stuff like this, especially when you got cool, hosts like this. So you guys are awesome. I can't wait to see you guys in
Oh, he's
person.
talking about you, Tom. He's talking about you.
Joe Ortiz is the band's lead singer, Lockjaw. We're going to see them on Rock Night over at Herostock, Ashland. Be sure to stop by their website and buy the tickets, by the way, for any of their shows, as well as our Herostock Ashland. We definitely want you to check these guys out.
It's gonna be great, man. Can't wait for it.
Let's go.
What's up, Herostock Nation? August 22nd, Country Drive Golf Course, we're bringing you 4 amazing rock bands. Our first one to kick off, we have Deliberately Broken coming in out of Texas. We have Die Tired coming in out of Pennsylvania. We have Gallivant, which is a local band here to Omaha, and our headliner that night is Lockjaw. Gates open at 4 p.m. We're going to run till 11. It's going to be an amazing time. Head on out to Country Drive. Let's go. What's up, Herostock Nation? August 23rd, Country Drive Golf Course. We have 4 amazing bands coming in. We have Kimberly Meyer, we have South of Center, we have the Traynr Band, and headlining that night, we have LV Shane. It's going to be an amazing night. Gates open at 4. We run till 11 o'clock. Grab your tickets, head on out to Country Drive, and come hang with us. Let's go.
What a fun interview that was with Joe.
Man.
This is my kind of like one of the few times I get to talk to someone who's in a metal band. So this was like an really entertaining and an eye opener for me in a lot of ways, especially the tour bus.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, you really, this is the first, I ask every single artist that comes on a podcast, do you have a tour bus? And it's been no until now. So this is exciting to get, we may have a tour.
We got our first yes, folks. Okay.
We'll work with something like that. It's totally off the cuff.
Oh, he's got a lot of energy. I'm excited to see that.
As a front man should be, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, he's up there kind of like jumping around and
I loved every bit of that video.
Up there, right up front.
I tell you, when he was talking about kind of the whole process of putting the music video together and then kind of shooting some sections of it in reverse so it would give the appearance that he was being wrapped inside those branches and whatnot. Absolutely awesome. And he did. I was looking when we watched the video, I was looking for something that I could connect to my childhood because my dad was the one who kind of inspired me when just listening to rock music. And then the video, you see that hair getting whipped in the air, and I'm like, bingo, that's it. So awesome.
Anyways, man, we've got another artist coming up right after this announcement that we're about to make. First of all, are you going to the jam?
The jam?
You know, the jam.
The jam?
The one that's going to be taking place in Ashland.
Oh, that jam. Okay.
You know, the musicians when they come together, anyone who plays guitar, that jam.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
going to one is like, it's unplugged. It's acoustic guitars. It's moving away some tables, lining up some chairs and doing what we do. That kind of jam.
Bringing the artists.
Yeah.
To sit with us. That's going to be happening too, but we don't have the specific details, but we know it's going to be happening on Saturday, right before Country Night over at the golf course. So we'll have more information for you about that. Also about camping. You know, we got to talk a little bit about the opportunity to bring your RV and just park for a couple of nights for Country Night and for Rock Night as well too. That's something you can find if you go to the tickets section of the Herostock.org website. But can you imagine what could be happening there? Friday night, Saturday night with the musicians there and, not leaving.
I can't imagine because I went to last year. This is going to be fun.
I know. I mean, the next day we've got the jam. So there's a lot of fun things, I should say.
Fun stuff things. Yeah.
Fun stuff and things that's happening over at Herostock. All right. So we'll be right back. We've got the Traynr Band queued up and ready to interview.
Bottles and an old train bridge, pile of glass and some kids. Recipe for Friday night. Sand pits and a summer night, fishing rolls and baseball lights, stock speakers and a 12-inch sub. Thinking we're alright. He was gin, smoking lines, cottonwood trees and fireflies, long 10 legs in the cover of the night. Always a bonfire, not enough beer and some turnpike.
That was the Traynor Band and a song from their 2021 EP, Blinking Lights. The song is called Not Enough Beer. Sounds like a summer thing. I don't know. Tom Lamog here.
Helps cool you down, right?
Oh, for sure, my friend. Tom Lamog here with Matthew Jones, and welcome back to the Herostock Nation podcast. We're about to introduce you to another performer that's going to be taking the Herostock Ashland stage in August for Country Night, and that would be Saturday, August 23rd.
I got to see them perform, and I tell you what, like I was blown away. Like they come to the stage and they have so much energy. Like I can't wait to see them again. I really can't wait.
Well, I'll tell you, I know in my conversation with Jason, he is so looking forward to them. He says, God, they're just so good. They're just so good. Of course, we're talking about the Traynr Band, and they are a country rock band from Valley, Nebraska. And, they're currently on tour. So maybe you're lucky enough to find the Traynr Band, Traynr, Traynr Band, as they're making stops all around Nebraska, even playing a show in Kansas. There's one that's coming up in Missouri. Are they good? Maybe you're asking, are they good? Well, the band's been recognized by iHeartMedia and Jack Daniels to be one of the 25 best bar bands in the country. And they've also opened for such artists as Scott McCreery, who won the 10th season of American Idol, and also the Eli Young Band. He's, played with them. The band has played with them, tearing up stages alongside big names like Craig Morgan and Thompson Square. So not to name drop here, but they certainly have had an impressive run since coming together in 2021. Right now, we'd like to introduce you to Tony Traynor, who is the lead vocalist and guitar player and the songwriter. You guys know each other, right? Right?
We didn't really talk, but we played. You guys played after Bree and I did at the Barry Law event.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. How's it going?
Yeah, and you guys, I don't know if I'd call your guys' stuff country. You guys are like country rock. Like you guys got like,
Yeah.
amazing energy up there, man.
Yeah,
Like
thank
I was
you.
blown away.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. That means a lot. Yeah, that's awesome.
When you talk about your band, the one thing that seems to be different to me is that you turn it up way loud, probably to the point where you're not only getting people dancing and thumping, but they are just like, yes, they're really
Right. Yeah.
absorbed into the energy. Did you make a conscious decision to go the route rather than a rock route?
The way I say it is, I don't want to play music. I want to be on stage and I want to have fun on stage and I want to play the music that I want to play. And so, George Strait is the king of country music, 65 number ones, whatever. But he's notorious for just standing on stage and just sitting behind the guitar and singing, which is great. That's awesome. That's for him. For me, I want to be up there performing. I want to be playing. I want to be singing. I want to have a good time. I'm all about having a good time and making sure that everybody else has a good time. And with country, you can do that. But now I feel like with being raised on country, all kinds of country, Eric Church and old school country, and then Johnny Cash, and then I'm also was raised on driving around with my dad listening to Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath, and Leonard Skinner is probably Leonard Skinner and AC/DC are my two favorite bands of all time. I remember hearing the first time, sitting in my dad's truck listening to, and then all of a sudden the beginning riff of Sweet Home Alabama comes on. I was like, what the hell was that? Being like, like the first time I could remember hearing it, being like, 9, 8 years old. And then I remember listening to the words because my dad, knows all the words to all these songs. And I'm like, I can't understand half the words. When you're 10 years old, you just kind of make up lyrics as you hear songs and you don't know what they're saying.
I do that today.
Yes, oh yeah, I still do. And I remember listening to the lyrics as we're listening to "Give Me 3 Steps," and I still remember being in the truck listening, and I was scared and feared for my life, and I was shaking like a leaf on a tree, and I was like, I don't know why that just always stuck with me. I thought that was a cool line, and so when I brought it, when I started playing music and started writing songs, I was like, I don't want to be straight country, but I also don't want to be rock and roll because I love rock and roll. We play rock and roll, you know. But I wanted to kind of bridge the two, and this was before even like people like Hardy came out, and Hardy's kind of bridging that gap between the two. And I wanted to bring high energy, but I also wanted to play songs that I just started writing, and I just wrote and I kept writing, and then all of a sudden it was like I brought songs to the band, and it's like, hey, how should we do this? Should this be slower? Should this be faster? Should this be harder? Should it be more guitar, less guitar? And so um, I wanted to kind of bridge the two, but I wanted to stay country because I don't want to be considered like a rock band because I want to be country. And if you listen to a lot of the lyrics, and there are songs that go pretty hard, like Not Enough Beer is a song that goes not so much on the recording because that was recorded like 3, 4 years ago. So we still kind of fine tune songs even after they're recorded because it's not like we're getting played on the radio all day, every day. So we can still fine tune some stuff.
Mhm.
And so, we go pretty hard on that song live. And there's other songs that we do, but then we also like to slow it down. I have a female backup singer, Sarah, and so we like to slow it down, and like In Color by Jamie Johnson with the harmonies. I love harmonies on stage and intertwining those. And so, you get that mix, but I still wanted to stay country. And I kind of explained to people that like we're like if you've ever been to Eric Church show, see one of his live shows, it's not a country concert. It's a country rock concert. He's up in your face with the guitar solos and all that stuff. So, and it really helps, in the last year I've added, my old guitar player had to take, he had to step aside because he had a second kid. And so then I brought in a buddy of mine who I've known for a long time, Luke Steinkruger. And he is Leonard Skinner, rock, loves Ozzy, could play you probably every Black Sabbath song. And so it just kind of adds that. And so, that's just kind of where we fell. And that's kind of the niche that we found. And it's worked so far. So I guess we'll see where it goes in the future.
And it really is about making it a distinct sound that you can call your own, right? I mean,
Right.
probably say, you know what, I'm influenced by these artists, rock or country, but
Right.
why not take the idea of blending them together to make your own sound?
Right.
Hey, let me just take you back to the very beginning of
Yeah.
when the Traynr band started to come together. Maybe you can talk through, who were the first in the band that you would talk to and say, "Hey, I want to start a band." Maybe you can
Yeah.
put some names in there.
Yeah. So I originally had a band. So I didn't start playing guitar until I was 24, 20, yeah, 24, 25. I started in high school for a couple of months and then stopped. And then I knew a kid named Drew Lorberg from my hometown that he's a phenomenal musician. And we were at a party one time, and I was like, "Hey, man, I started playing guitar. I'm starting to write music. Do you want to jam sometime?" He's like, "Yeah." So we'd go over to his house once a week or so. We'd, jam, and he'd teach me some stuff on guitar. And then we actually started a band called Wild Valley. We were Wild Valley for about 2 years, and then, some stuff happened, and then COVID hit, and it was like, well, can't really do much.
Heck
And
of a
so,
start a band.
you're right, yeah, it was a great time for a musician. COVID. Um, and so after that, I kind of started doing some acoustic stuff. And right before COVID, we brought in a guitar player as a set because Drew played electric guitar, lead guitar, and then he was also a fiddle player. And so he's a great musician, phenomenal musician. And then we were like, hey, let's bring in another electric so that he can play fiddle. Well, we brought Trevor Bailey in, and so um, then COVID hit, and then we kind of just all kind of parted ways. But I kept in touch with Trevor, and we kept kind of playing. And then once kind of things after a couple months of COVID started opening back up, I was like, hey, Trevor, let's go play some acoustic shows, just me and you, because Trevor had never really been in a band or played in front of that many people before. So I was like, what a better way than to just throw you to the wolves pretty much, and me and you go play some acoustic stuff.
Yeah.
So we did, and there was, I think, our first like 3 or 4 acoustic shows. The bars were packed. You couldn't move. And so I was like, well, we might have something here.
That was the thing back then this is during COVID, right?
This was during COVID, yeah, and shortly before a little bit. But then yeah, once COVID hit, and it was the whole 6 feet apart, all that stuff, and then like bars were having to turn people away, and
Mm-hmm.
Oh
so
yeah.
then once everything loosened up, it was like, and then right in the middle of COVID, I'm sorry, we're like Trevor actually was on a ski trip in Colorado with some friends, and is a guy that he knew for a couple years. And he was like, they were talking to him like, "Hey, how's the band stuff going?" There's like, "Good. We're trying to, get full band back up and going." And this guy goes, "Well, I know how to play drums." And his wife looked at him. He's like, "You do?" He was like, "Yeah, I've been
What?
playing drums since I was like 9." He's like, "I just haven't played them since I've been with you." And so he was like,
Oh man.
"Yeah." So he was like, "Well, shit, let's go."
I just have to ask, that wasn't obviously not a game changer for his wife. You didn't tell me.
No, yeah, no. She was
What do
like,
you mean you
you
know how to
do?"
play drums,
That's what she said. That's exactly how the conversation went.
Tony,
So we invited him, and then my bass player, who's been with me consistently the longest, is Aaron Hilgeman. He started with us at Wild Valley, and so us four got together, started jamming, practicing all the songs, and then at that point when like Mike came in and everything, and Mike Bruning was the drummer. We just started rolling out and started making original music and just started nailing it. And then, we during the middle of this was September of 2021. We decided to go down to Lincoln and we recorded an EP, which is Blinking Lights, which is what Not Enough Beer is on. We got a good deal on it because nobody was recording music during COVID, or they were recording it at home. And so we went down to Lincoln and recorded that. So it was just us four for like 4 years pretty much, traveling around, playing music, and we got pretty tight. And
let me go back to the
yeah.
period when you were all coming together. You record the songs.
hmm
How did you come up with the songs? Are you the primary songwriter, or are there others in the group that write songs?
I am the only one that writes them. Yeah, I write everything by myself. Um, I kind of just sit in my basement with my guitar and a phone, and I just kind of do it. I mean, I not to say that I don't write or wouldn't write with anybody. It's just that's what I've always done, and that's how I'm most comfortable. I've written with a couple guys and buddies. Usually, it just ends up us top playing music for about 20 minutes, and then we just sit there and drink beer for about another 2 hours, and nothing ever gets done. um, but yeah, so I'm the only one that writes, and it's like I said, it's not just that's just how I'm most comfortable. And if I have, there's a couple songs where I like have been texting buddies and we've written together, and then it's like I need help with this song. I don't know where I want it to go. I don't know how I want it to sound. And like I said, I'm not the best guitar player in the world, so it's like maybe take it to my guitar player and say, "Hey, I want to do this here. How should this sound?" And so we work pretty good together. And like 99 Grand Am, for example, I told the guys that I had that song and I didn't really do anything with it because I had like a chord structure that I didn't really like. And then Trevor, my old guitar player, which he still does play with us from time to time, he goes, "Hey, I got this riff and I got this chord progression." So he starts playing it at practice. And then I was like, "All right, well, pull up some lyrics." And I pulled up lyrics, and literally how it sounds on the recording is like 90% of what it sounded like the first time we ever played it at practice. So sometimes it just works, and sometimes it kind of lines up.
Would you consider that a collaborative song instead of just something that you did, or did they basically say, "No, I didn't do anything. That's all yours"?
Honestly, like I tell people, like, yeah, I write the lyrics and I'll write the chords, but the band is what makes me sound good, makes the song sound good. So it's our song, it's the Traynr band. It's not just Tony Traynor, because without those guys, it would just be just stupid me up there singing some songs. But so I give them, most of the credit, if not all, just for the simple fact of they make it sound the way it is. And so,
I do have a question for you. So talking
absolutely.
about getting on a stage and performing, um, And earlier you had mentioned, kind of getting out there, throwing them in the fire, that's
Yeah.
kind of the stage I'm in right now. Cause I was just the guy down here writing and playing in my basement. Um, but then that changed. Uh, so when I go to play, I mean, I still get really nervous. And I know there's a lot
Yeah.
of veterans I've talked to that get really nervous. Do you or anybody in the band still get nervous? And if you do, what helps you? Like, what do you do?
Well, I've never been asked that question before, so thanks. I I mean, I honestly it depends on the show. Um, like there's some shows where I'm like not nervous at all, where, honestly, the only thing that makes me nervous is remembering lyrics because I forget the words to songs all the time. Um, and so that's the only thing that really makes me nervous. There are some shows where it's, when you're opening for somebody and there's thousands of people there and you're like, oh crap, well, hopefully I don't forget the words in front of these people, or hopefully I don't trip and fall. Hopefully my guitar works the whole time. Um, Honestly, like I lean kind of on my band members for that. Like I said, Sarah's kind of my safety net. And so if I forget something, she's there to always remind it, or, mumble the words to me or whatever. Um, to kind of get over it, we kind of like the last, so like for example, the show at the waiting room we had in January, I like to just kind of for like 15, 20 minutes, I like to have the whole band in the green room and we just kick everybody out and say, all right, let's just kind of relax, hang out, be together for 10 minutes, talk about whatever we want to talk about, and then it's fist bumps and we're going on stage. For me, if I'm super nervous after the first song goes well, it's all gone. You know what I mean? And like, so that's just kind of how I get over it. That and have a beer or two, and it kind of calms your
Yeah.
nerves. Um, I always tell people like find somebody that you're comfortable with, and have a chat with them, or even if it's like texting your wife, or if you have a text from a friend before the show, hey man, kick ass, or I don't know if I
Yeah.
can cuss on this or not, or kick butt tonight, you're gonna kill it. Looking at those, or just literally playing guitar before your show, just strumming the chords, singing the song, or doing whatever. And I always tell myself, like, it sounds kind of cheesy, but it's always like, you got this. Like,
Yeah.
you've been doing this for years. You've been doing this for, I don't know, going on 8 years right now. You're fine. And it also helps that I have an amazing band behind me that, make me feel comfortable. So, yeah, there are like probably the most nervous I've ever been is when we opened up for Scotty McCreery. It was at a theater show, and there was, I don't know, almost 2,000 people there. And it was sold out. And, they dim the lights down, and then everybody goes, starts yelling. And then I walked out on stage, and like it got so loud that you could just feel it, like feel the
Wow.
rumble hit your chest. And I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. So that was probably the most nervous. But then literally after the first song, it was musically one of the best nights of our life. It was amazing. And well, and then I've opened for people that sold out. Like I've opened for Eli Young Band last year at the Fox Theater in Hayes, Kansas.
Mhm.
And like, and I just did acoustic. And so I kind of like, I always tell myself, if you can go out in front of 1,000 people and play your guitar by yourself and have a crowd going and get going, you can pretty much do anything with a full band.
Wow. I can't say I've ever done that before.
I've
Yeah.
been close. I've been close. I think the
Yeah.
largest I played was like 860 people.
Nice. Where
And I
was
was
that at?
walking, so I was in, I got invited from Reese Across America to go out to Arlington and perform an original song at their benefit dinner. And there's 860 people in that ballroom.
Nice.
And I had played in Denver for the VA's National Veterans Creative Arts competition. but there was a big difference. I mean, in Denver, I was up on a stage, I was by myself. I looked like Johnny
Hmm.
Cash, all dressed in
Yeah.
black, you know, and singing this song, but I couldn't see anybody because the lights are like right
Oh
here. And I
yeah.
was like, okay, like I'm just gonna pretend like no one's here.
Right.
At this dinner, I saw everybody.
Yeah.
You know, it was like the people over there eating their salad while I'm,
Right.
playing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I saw them too. But it
Yeah.
was such a cool thing because I had I had some Gold Star families in front of me, So after the event was coming to a close, I came back up on stage and we played God Bless America, right? So I started playing it, and then you can see in like the footage that some people caught, like everybody starts standing up and they all started singing with me. I get goosebumps talking about it, man. It
That's
was
awesome.
awesome.
That's
So
that's that's the whole reason you do it.
yeah,
Right
it
there.
was amazing, And here I
Yeah.
was, just this guy from Nebraska thinking he didn't have anything to offer, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
So super cool.
Yeah. That's why you do it. Find that one person. All you got to do is find one person in the crowd that's jamming along with you, and then it makes the rest of the night
Yeah.
amazing. Even if you're like sometimes your background music and people are, like eating dinner or we were playing a bar and you're acoustic or whatever, but then there's always one person in that bar that's, bobbing their head and jamming with you, and that's what
Yeah.
that's that's what makes it worth it right there.
It's like you
Yeah.
and me, buddy,
Yeah,
all the way to the
exactly.
end.
Yeah.
Tony, I got a couple more questions for you. Is there something that you're looking forward to seeing or doing while you're there at Herostock?
Yeah, thank you. But first off, I love Jason. Jason's amazing. He's awesome, and he's given us a lot of shows and treated us very well. So I can't thank Jason enough. And Hero Stock for that. Hero Stock's amazing. Um, I mean, honest to God, when he told me that LB Shane was the headliner, I was ecstatic. And I've talked to Jason about this because I love LB Shane. He's awesome. I love his music. Um, his song Country Roads, I jam. I like even to this day, I'll just turn that on and jam to it. I think I've been seeing Hero Stock and like the festival that he's putting on for a couple years now. And as somebody with, I mean, tons of friends that are veterans and, grandparents that are veterans, uncles and aunts that are veterans. And I wanted to do something, and I actually have two veterans in my band. And so I've always wanted to do something. I love helping out. And so when he reached out, or when we actually met last year, and started talking about it, he kind of, you know, it was just kind of like a right place, right time type of thing. And so, just being honest to God, being a part of it is amazing to me, just to help out in any way we possibly can. And like we get to play music. You know what I mean? We get to play
Yeah.
music. We get to do what we love and help out people at the same time. So there's really nothing better. And then, I told Jason, I said, I hope LV Shane's ready to drink a couple Busch Lights with the Traynor band, because we're going to be there ready to drink some beer with LV Shane. I'll tell you that. But yeah, so I think that's the thing I'm looking forward to most. And Jason has talked so highly about this Hero Stock event, and how many people are going to be there and all that. And so we're pretty excited for it. And Country Drive, have you guys ever been out to Country Drive?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's what's ahead.
Was there last year.
Oh yeah, it's
And
awesome. I love that place. And
yeah.
in Shelby and Jared and Chelsea and all those guys out there, amazing people. They've created an awesome place.
And I
And
do
so
remember that you go out there and you play acoustic sets, or maybe with your band, but I do remember
yeah,
you've got a couple of things, or maybe you've had something that's coming up that's going to be there. And
yeah, we played the Country Drive Music Festival last month.
okay.
On the same day as Trudy Oak Revival that Saturday. And then we're going to be there. Me, Luke, and Sarah are playing there in September on a Wednesday night, which is, their music night. And Wednesday nights at Country Drive are awesome. There's food trucks, there's vendors, there's live music, and it's awesome time.
Amazing
Um,
venue. I have to say it, just an amazing,
yeah,
and it just
it's
contributes to the vibe of Hero Stock itself.
right. It's
And
honestly like a perfect venue for Hero Stock. It's a perfect place for it. So I'm excited for it, man. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Hey, just to we're going to put the bug in your ear right now. The jam. Are you going to go to the jam?
The jam? What's that?
We're basically inviting all of the musicians, and,
Okay.
and we're just going to sit around and jam before the start of country night. We're going to try and get LV to do that as well.
All right. Yeah. Heck yeah. I'll be
Just
there.
like move some tables out of the way and put some chairs out in like a horseshoe and just sit down and
And
you
jam.
know
There may
fill
be
a seat and grab a guitar, and jam. So
Heck yeah, man.
Tony. It has been a real pleasure talking with you.
Yeah.
What great stories. Really, really appreciate you stopping by.
No, absolutely. Anytime. Yeah. I could talk about it for hours. So I
Okay.
appreciate you guys having me on.
Hey, we've been talking to the band leader of the Traynr band, Tony Traynor, from Valley, Nebraska, and they'll be performing at the Herostock Ashland Country Night on Saturday, August 23rd. Go to herostock.org to get your tickets now. And when we come back, Matt and I will wrap up with a few closing thoughts.
What's up, Herostock Nation? Have you heard about the Community Give Back program? August 22nd, 23rd, our main event at Country Drive Golf Course, we are actually giving back to our community. A portion of the ticket sales will go to a local area nonprofit like the Ashland Fire Department that needs new headsets. We're also giving back to another area nonprofit with those ticket sales. Come on out, grab your tickets, hang with us, and support your community. Let's all grow together. Let's go.
Tony Traynor, man, he is talking about a lot of things that band leaders, and I can relate to this because a lot of the things that he was talking about, from trying to find musicians to fill spots, going out there looking for gigs to play, and then kind of the process of herding cats, as they say.
yeah.
But yeah,
What they call it, organized chaos, kind of a logistical nightmare in some sense, but even though that I imagine that stuff's like overwhelming. I can't say enough about him. I mean, I saw him. I saw him play, and like, so if you have not seen them play, August 23rd, that's my closing thought.
that's
my closing thought.
Here's my question. He had at one point said that he had a couple of guitar players and that he's also a fan of Skinnerd. So
Yeah.
the obvious question is, can you play Freebird?
Yeah. I'm not bringing $500.
Is that? I think that's going right now.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to any combination of musicians who can kind of pull that together over at Herostock. Maybe we can find someone to do that at the jam. You know what I'm talking about? The jam.
Yeah, the jam. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's cool just to kind of shake that the nerves off, and get out there and be a little vulnerable, if you will, but get out there and play some music with with
Others,
these guys, and if they're down to do it, I mean, I welcome them. Just sit down, just be people, play music.
It's going to be the third annual jam session amongst the bands and the musicians that are going to be performing, but we're also going to be inviting anyone who is interested in sitting in with those who show up at the jam. And that's going to be sometime in the midday on Saturday, August 23rd, before the start of Country Night. And we'll have more details for you about that. So with that said, Matt, it's time to wrap up this show. So any thoughts? Any final thoughts?
Let's go. Like,
Let's go. What are you waiting for?
I'm tired of waiting. Like, I know we said we're within 30 days. Well, let's speed it up. Come on.
All right. And where do we find tickets again?
Okay, so you can go to www.herostock.org. When you hit enter, it's going to bring the page up for you. And up in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a yellow button that says tickets, right? You just go ahead and click that button. It's very, very simple. Guys, I can't wait to see you there. I've experienced it, and I cannot wait for you to experience. So that's what I have to say.
And we've got a lot of things planned between now and then. There are going to be some events that you'll want to attend, and we want to keep you up to date on anything that's happening regarding Herostock and even stuff that we're doing here on the Herostock Nation podcast. Just sign up for our mailing list. Go to herostock.org, scroll down to the bottom, fill in the information with your email address, and we will keep you up to date via email. I'm Tom Lamog, and for Matthew Jones, we are going to get on out of here. You've been watching the Herostock Nation podcast, and we will see you next week.
See you next time.